And welcome to another episode, of We at the Movies. I am bringing this back for a very special reason. I know I said that all movie reviews would be on the Zion Mainframe channel, and they will be, but dear God, I had to talk about something, get something off my chest. I attended a early premiere of Ghostbusters 2016, the reboot starring Kristen Wiig, Kate McKinnon, Melissa McCarthy, and I had to look this up because I don't remember, I don't know the other person's name. The other one, the fourth one, okay? Let's just say that. So, this has a lot of controversy going on. Obviously, James Rolfe did, the Angry Video Game Nerd, did a video that I really respected because I felt like people took it out of context, but he just said that the trailers did not indicate to him that it would have the same feel or emotion, and he just had no interest in seeing this movie, even though he's a huge Ghostbusters fan. And so when Jeff, our producer, was invited to YouTube to go see this thing, he asked me, and I was like, I wasn't really planning on seeing the movie. I probably would have just saw it on Redbox or something, but he's like, come down to LA and we'll see it. And I'm like, okay, and whatever, I get to see it early, that's cool. Woo! Okay. This movie was really bad. Like really, really, really bad. And let's throw this out here first. Now, there was a big movement against people that were criticizing the trailers, and a lot of the supporters of the movie saying that, well, it's just men on the internet being sexist. Personally, yeah, sure. I mean, that some people were like that. There were some people that were not happy that there was a female cast that were going to take over the mantle of Ghostbusters. Personally, I don't care. I actually kind of thought it was smart. I've said it before a couple times. I think it brought something new to the table. I think I would have personally liked to have seen a mixed gender team. Why they had to be all females, I don't really know. It doesn't really even make sense in context of the movie for the most part to me. But yeah, I still think in theory it works. It could be good because it's different. It gets people to come into the theater. I gotta turn off my lights. But the movie, here's my thing on the difference between the first and second Ghostbusters film and this reboot. The first and second movie, more so the first, they were not in on the joke. Okay, so the original cast, when you watch that film, and I did not grow up a huge Ghostbusters fan, by the way. I enjoy the films, but I am not hardcore Ghostbusters. I never have been. But the original two movies, they were just not in on the joke for the most part. There were little tongue-in-cheek moments, sure, but for the most part, they played it pretty straight. In this one, they are completely in on it. They are in on this joke 100%, and this movie is just not a Ghostbusters film. In any way. The best part of this movie, and this is where people are going to be like, Matt, why are you so sexist, is Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth is amazing. He plays their dumbass assistant that they hire, their secretary. He's really funny. I had genuine laugh-out-loud moments. There was one where other people had stopped laughing in the showing, and I was still laughing because he was so funny. But the four of them, the four people that they picked to play this, again, Kristen Wiig, I'm a really big fan of hers. I generally like these people. They didn't mesh. They had no chemistry. They just didn't work. Their characters were cartoony. I thought I was watching the cartoon version, the animated series that was out, because that had more in common with this reboot than the original two films. It didn't make sense. So let's go into some of this stuff. It'll be minor spoilers. I'm not going to spoil the whole movie. Just some things that really bugged me. I did not like that they made the black actress a stereotypical loud black woman. That bothered me when I watched the trailer. I'm like, why does she have to be that way? Like, a lot of the people that are in support of this movie doing what they want it to do well are stating that, well, this is going to push women into primary roles in film. I'm all for that. I am, and I agree. Women do not get the same respect. Just like a lot of minority actors. We have, Asians don't get a lot of respect. A lot of black actors don't get a lot of respect. It's primarily white males. The thing is, if you're going to do that, and you're going to play that card and say, oh, well, this is going to make women get more roles, why did they cast the black woman to play the stereotypical black woman? She's just, oh, hell no! That's what she's doing like the whole film. I don't get it. Who when they were making this thought, yeah, this will empower women by making them stereotypical like ethnicities. Like, why did they do that to her? I'm sure this woman could be really funny, but she just was not. She had one or two quippy lines that I laughed at a little, but she was just annoying me almost the entire film. And that's the problem. This film is really annoying because I could see shades of good in it. There's a few things, like I said, Chris Hemsworth's character is straight up fucking funny. He's great. Oh man, but just almost everything else is awful. I thought the villain was okay-ish. I like that he was a character. I mean, he was unique. He was kind of like a weird, offset, creepy nerd. He was okay. But just the interaction between the four of them is what was going to be so important here, and it was just bad. They just did not mesh well at all for whatever reason. Let's move on to the effects. So the effects of this film, I thought, I didn't really like them based on the trailer, but again, I was open to, I thought maybe, okay, well, that's only a few things. We get to maybe the halfway point of the movie, and the effects aren't bothering me. They're nothing great. They are blatantly effects. Like, they do not look real in the slightest. But they're okay. Then we get to one of the major parts of the movie where you just see them fighting a bunch of ghosts in New York. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, this just looks like four women pretending to fight with a green screen behind them. And it did not look good at all. If they lost me on the effects the moment they did that large scale battle. Before that, I could handle it. But it just reeked of blah. And this is a lot of money went into this film. A lot of fucking money. So one other thing that bugged me too is, and now maybe I'm wrong here, but like everyone I've talked to has agreed to me so far on this. Their proton packs don't actually kill the ghosts, right? They never did, at least in the movies. Maybe I'm wrong again. You have to tell me. I'm not a Ghostbusters fanatic. I don't know a lot about it, just from what I remember when I seen it as a kid. But even in this film, they tell you when they capture their first ghost that these keep it in place and then they move it down into the containment unit. So they even set up the rule in the film. But then when they get to this big battle, they're just straight up killing ghosts with the proton pack. Other miscellaneous weapons too. They have like this weird like gauntlet thing they're using. One of them pulls out that has like dual pistols. But they're still just shooting proton pack beams. And they're killing the ghosts. And I'm like, you contradicted your own rule that you set up in your own film, the same film. And I'm just going like, I thought the Ghostbusters had to contain the ghosts, not kill them, because they're just straight up murdering the ghosts, which is really weird because they're already ghosts. So that bugged me a lot too. The final boss is a big fuck you to the fans. A big fuck you to the fans. You see it in the trailer, so it's not really much of a spoiler, but the villain turns into the Ghostbusters logo, but he turns into like a big creepy version. It's almost like a Stay Puft combination with their logo. And they defeat him by all four of them. So this is gonna be major spoilers, I guess. They defeat him by shooting all four of them, shooting their proton packs into his dick. Because women. Fuck you, men. Was that really needed? What? It feels like they made Chris Hemsworth, even though he's hilarious, he's an idiot. They make him an idiot. Then they have the guy who delivers the Chinese food to them. It's a running gag throughout the movie. He's terrible at his job, and he is an idiot. And then the villain is not an idiot. He certainly is very intelligent, but he's creepy, weird, and he's just antisocial. And then we have the end boss is supposed to be a man, I guess, and they shoot him in the dick. Every man is portrayed like a complete asshole. The mayor is an asshole. There you go, because he's a man. He's an asshole. And then you have what's the other? You have they go to like a rock concert or something, and the guy who is in charge of that, like the owner, he's an asshole. Every man in this movie is an asshole. I don't understand how you will gain independence for women, or popularity for women as actors, by shitting all over men during the movie. What the fuck? I want to watch a good movie. I don't want to watch it. It basically was a man-bashing film. What? Why? Why? Not in a Ghostbusters film. Oh my god. Okay. This movie sucked. It sucked so bad. And the sad thing is the director's there, right? We knew he was in the building. He's doing like a Q&A after. Anytime someone was like, how about that film? I was like, woo! Like I turned to the guy next to us, is one of Jeff's friends, and I was like, so how'd you like it? And he's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it was okay. And I was like, you didn't like that at all, did you? And he went, no, it was garbage. Like, so nobody liked it. Nobody liked it, but everybody's sucking the dick of the director because he's there. And by the way, I like his stuff. I think he's a good director. Dresses great fashion sense. But he's a good director. I've liked his films in the past. This one just missed the mark. So let's get to one of the things that I think was like, I just was like, why are they doing this? They get to the end of the film, and I won't say exactly what happens. I do want to leave. If there are some people who want to see it, I will leave that up to you. But it's when you find it involves a portal, okay, a portal and people like in it. It is one of the ugliest finishes I've ever seen to a film, with special effects in mind. It didn't look real. It just looked implausible to every degree. And yeah, some people are going to say, oh, but they're fighting ghosts. Who cares if it's implausible? Because the first two movies, yeah, they had some pretty implausible endings. Especially the one where they're in the fucking Statue of Liberty walking straight through New York. Yeah, it was really implausible. Did you feel like it was, though? No, I didn't, because it was well made, because it felt real. It felt like this was a real thing that was really happening. But in this film, at the end, I'm just like, this is just green screen death. Green screen garbage death. Man, I really wanted to like this movie. But right before we're going in, I was having a conversation with Jeff, and I said, you know what, I'm going to give it the complete fair benefit of the doubt. Those two trailers they released were complete garbage. But I really like the people that are involved in the movie, the actors and the director. So I'm going to try. And I think the first 2 minutes, I was in. The very opening until they get to the title is not bad. I was like, it had some funny moments. It felt good. And then we met our characters who were cartoons. They were cartoon characters, and the whole film falls apart. And it just pisses me off that not only did other celebrities pop up and attack James Rolfe, but then the actual film, the actual actors and the people that made the film attacked not Rolfe directly, but people like him, saying, oh, it's just internet men that are sexist. Fuck you. Your movie sucks. It was terrible. And the biggest gag was, of course they win. That's not a spoiler. You know they want to make this a franchise. At the end they get their building, right? And the one girl goes, oh, we're gonna be able to do a lot with this place. And I just leaned over to Jeff and I went, I honestly doubt you're gonna do anything with that. Because there's no way this does well enough to make a sequel with the amount of money they spent. It's just everything that could go wrong about this film went wrong. And it was just, if you want to see men bashing the movie, it was Ghostbusters. I am all for women having bigger roles in Hollywood and having feature films. But when you get that chance, when you get that small chance to get a huge, big budget film like this, don't just fucking bash men the entire time. I just feel really sad. Really, really sad that this didn't work. Here, hold on. All right, listen, John. I really hoped that it would exceed my expectations because I had none, and it didn't. I'm going to rate this movie. Yeah, I mean, like, I would never watch this movie again, and I'm kind of upset that I did watch it, and there's no other rating I can give it other than a big FU. I won't give it a 5 out of 5. I think Chris Hemsworth was absolutely hilarious, but he's barely in the movie compared to the 4, and so he saves it from getting my worst rating possible. But don't see this. This is garbage. James Rolfe, you were correct. You were right. But hey, at least I didn't spend any money besides my gas money driving to LA to see it. So, oh, man. Really bad. All right, I'm sorry this was so long, and I'm sorry that I did this for We at the Movies. I know I said the series was done, but I wanted a wider audience to see this, and nobody watches the Zide Mainframe movie reviews that we still do. So I would like to know what your thoughts on the movie are. If by the time you've watched this, if you've seen it, or just if you're going to see it. But good Lord, don't do it. Just don't do it. It is just a fucking drag. Oh my God, I feel bad for the people involved because it's gonna come crashing down on their heads. There's no way this does well. It's just so poorly made. Didn't like it. All right, that's that. I gotta start my hour-long drive home. I'll see you next time. I promise I won't make We Hate the Movies unless it's something really, really traumatic for me. Bye.